Oh, wait until some more people get in here before I start. Because I'm a little early this morning. Nobody else showed up yet. Because when people start coming in, I'll show how to wrap up empty eggshells like these so they can ship them off for crafts. Hello, Vicky. Vicky says, "Good morning, Verna. California is watching." Well, we'll wait for a few more to get in, then I'll show you how to wrap these up so they don't break apart when you go to ship them off to people. So, how are you doing this wonderful morning, Vicky? I've also just feeding and watering the quill. I'll do that after our live stream. I fed the babies, but I didn't feed the adults yet. I got my freeze dryer running. I got some quail eggs in there. I've got some papaya and leftover goulash. Good morning, Jesse. We'll give a couple more minutes and then I'll start showing you how to package up those empty shells. Jesse says, "Good morning, everyone." And you know what? This is a good morning. It's a lot cooler than it's been, and the sun is shining. And Jesse, I got some goodies in the freeze dryer. I got pineapples, papayas, quail eggs, and goulash. And one more minute, I'll start showing you two how to package up the eggshells so they don't break in transport. I'm surprised I've got betas in here yet. Let me see something here real quick. Sitting here watching, drinking coffee, and waiting until time to head for work. Well, I got my coffee. Okay, it's very important ingredient you need is Glad press and seal because that's how that protects the eggs. I cut off a sheet about this long. Now the sticky side is on the bottom. So you turn it over. You space out your eggs. And you gently press them against the pressing seal. Now that won't stop them from moving too much until you get it folded over. Then you fold up one end. And you press between the eggs to hold them in place. And I leave enough space for me to get my 4 fingers between them. This is how it looks at this step. Now I take some more eggs and I'll put them in the middle of that one. That way you got 2 rows of eggs. Then you put another batch in. You try to get them between where there's a space in between the eggs. Then you fold the flap upward so it kind of seals the package, like this. And what I do is I gently try to roll them somewhat, like this, and lay it in a box. And you keep doing that until you fill your box up, or run out of eggs, whichever comes first. And according to Ed Got Bait or Ed Edwards, out of all the eggs that I shipped him, out of 150 eggs that I shipped, only one of them was broke. And even that wasn't broke all the way, it was just cracked. But that's about the only way that you can actually ship these eggshells safely is by wrapping them like this. And you can layer them on top of each other and get as many as you can in your box. But I always use a double box too. Any questions? Good morning and blessings, women of spirit. Just told everybody this is what you need to wrap your eggs up when you're going to ship them for crafting. Because, yeah, I do use the priority box or any box I can get hold of, really. I always ship by priority. That way you have up to $100 insurance unless you buy more insurance. And SO Swanson says, for the box, you use the same box at the post office supplies, which I just answered. He also says, good morning, coffee and quail friends. And a great morning it is. Well, like I said, Eddie got bait 150 eggs, and only one of them was broken. It wasn't even broke all the way through. It was just cracked. But you can pile these up and squeeze them to how many you can get into a box, and even pile them on top of each other, and they'll ship great. I imagine if you don't have egg foamers, you could probably do that with your other eggs as well. Over the spirits as well, that's a great way to do the eggs. And with them being hollow, you know how fragile they are. See, I'll be blowing out eggs too and cleaning them out, and I'll have some of those ready for QuailCon if people want to buy them for crafting. And I'll have them wrapped up in this. Vicki, are you still with us? And Jesse, how long till you have to go to work? Woman of Spirit says, when I sold on eBay, when you sold on eBay, I packaged my thing of popcorn for wild bird food. Well, see that pop in regular popcorn. Are you speaking of? Vicky says, I'm finally sitting with a coffee and watching. Did you get to see how I did up the eggs using press and seal? And if you roll it in like a circle, you can layer it in the box that way. What you want, Lucy? But Woman of Spirit, if you were to package the eggshells with it, Jesse says, I'll be leaving in about 15 minutes. Have to be there in 45, but have to stop and get some chew on the way. I'll still be listening in. That's good. Vicky says, I haven't sold any eggshells locally yet. Well, probably because you haven't advertised it. I shipped mine off to Virginia Beach, Virginia. Luminous Fair says I didn't use regular packaging materials. Well, see, the only problem I can see with having popcorn with the quail eggs, you may lose some in the popcorn. Whereas this here kind of keeps them all together. And I got Lucy beside me begging for attention. Vicky Kenton says, I finally found my favorite way to eat quail, jerky. I could eat jerky all day, every day, still working on meat marinade or rub for my tastes. Yeah, have you looked through the cookbook yet, Vicky? So sponsors says Vicky will have to join crafting groups and hang out at the crafting stores. If I keep up like I'm going to do, like I'm doing, I'm going to end up having to use a either Etsy or make my own website. I really don't like Etsy, to be honest. Vicky says, looking forward to QuailCon and sharing ideas and learning tips. Vicky, it's going to be fun at QuailCon. I'm going to be giving a little speech and a lot of question and answers. But everybody's going to still be halfway asleep when it's time for me to speak. Being the first speaker of the day, everybody's going to be half asleep at 8:30 in the morning. There's going to be some. The second edition of the cookbook is going to be coming out at QuailCon. I got a lot of the work done for it, and I just have to assemble it and print it off. So the sponsor says, who's making the 50 gallons of coffee at QuailCon? They're supposed to have that on the truck, I think. Somebody should have coffee. Nobody had coffee last year. We need to get a big coffee urn. Just Meal says 8:30. The day's half over by then. I'm up at 6 every morning. Well, I'm going to be honest. I have been awake since 7 o'clock last night. I get about 4 or 5 hours sleep in the afternoon, then I go all day and all night. And there's the tickle truck. Good morning. Hey, here I am. We can begin now, LOL. Kelly, I showed everybody how to wrap up eggshells. Use a press and seal, Glad press and seal wrap. You do it like that, and then you roll it up, and then you package it in your boxes. Further Connection Home says, oh, Ed told me how great that works. Kelly also says, great job figuring that out. Yeah, I tried it in the coffee cans. When I did the little coffee cans and put it in the box, they were all right. You got a few broken ones. But with the press and seal wrap, you don't hardly get any. You got it maybe a 0.5% might be broken. In other words, 1 out of 150. And I may have done that when I was wrapping it. Yeah, I promised Ed that I would show everybody how to do it today, and that's what I did in the beginning. Brother Connection Homestead says, hey, Jesse, Steve, and everyone. Echo, how many days till September 3rd?
September 3rd is in 21 days.
21 days, everybody. And we'll be at QuailCon. 21 days and 1.5 hours. The gate opens. Feather Connection host says, so how many chicks are you hatching and how often, Verna? I love how you do it in such a small space. Well, I'm not hatching anymore. I've got 35 in the brooder and 16 adults right now. Besides, I got 3 cages that I have to harvest within the next 3 days. To get ready for the freeze dryer. Dawn Ray says, hi, everyone. Hi, Dawn. How are you doing this morning? I'll show everybody one more time on how to do this. Now, it's the bottom part that's sticky. You'll notice it when you go to peel it off. Dawn says, I'm great. It's a lazy day today. Not for me. And you lay the sticky side up on your table. Then you space out you go up about 2 inches from the edge of the foam. And you space the eggshells out on the first row to where you got at least a hand's width between each egg. And the reason why you're doing that is because on the next row, you're going to put eggs in between those spots. And you press the seal down. where it covers all but the fat end of the egg. So that looks like this. Then you lay it back down. Then you take another roll and lay it right on the left-hand side of each egg, up above it. Then you fold that over. Kind of stick the eggs in place. So now it looks like that. Then you take another roll of eggs and you lay it above every blank spot. Now, what you got left of blank spots. And then you roll that up. And then you just keep rolling it until all the paper's rolled up. Oh, that egg didn't get in there all the way, so I'll take it out. That way it looks like that. Then you can take and roll it a bit like that and put it in your box. This press and seal is very easy because all you do is find the edge and you unpeel it. See how it opens up? It comes loose easy, but as long as you don't unpeel it, it'll stay like that. Press and seal isn't a strong stick. Well, you see the advertisements where they put it on the bowls, you can almost turn the bowls over and it doesn't come undone. But yet it's easy to pull off to the bowls. And regular saran wrap does not stick to itself even anymore. But this here is a little thicker than saran wrap, so it gives it a little more protection. Now, after QuailCon, I'll be putting more eggs in for hatching. Dawn asks, what are you doing with those eggs? Why are you packaging them like that? Dawn, that is so that you can ship them to people that wants eggs for crafting. They're empty egg shells. Now these here I just cut for cooking, and I cleaned them out. And I also do it with the eggs where I put one hole in and I blow them out for scrambled eggs. And people make crafts with them. Vicky Ketten says, I'm on the same disappointed opinion as saran wrap. Yeah, it's really gone downhill over the years. And Dawn says, oh, that is a great idea. See, now you got a way to package things like that. So you can keep your eggs out, rinse them out with a little bit of bleach water, just the inside. Let them dry, and then you have them all ready to package up to sell to people as crafting. You can sell them to your local craft stores and everything. It's just like if you don't have room for your own compost pile, you can get one of those compost tumblers and use that instead. I'm afraid if I get one, though, the landlord's going to bitch, but I might get one anyhow. And that way I'll have compost to sell. I'll sell whatever I have over what I can use. Moving to spirit. How are you blowing the eggs out? Let me get my thing together to show you. Oh, I must put it away someplace. Let me figure where I put it at. I have a thing about putting things away and forgetting where I put them. Ah, here it is. Okay. I use this real fine, small drill bit to drill the hole in the egg with my fingers. Then I stick this in and it blows it out. You have to squeeze it a few times and it'll blow out. Then I have a little lightly bleached water in a cup and I use this syringe to fill it. When I fill it up full of the bleach water, I can clean 2 eggs with one filling of this. That, give me a minute and I'll show you. Ed did a video on that, on blowing out the eggs. Let me just find it real quick. Oh, let me find it here.
I take it and I run it in and out a little bit to bust the yolk. All right. And I take it. I have to raise up a little bit.
Yeah, you can use this on any size eggs. And let me see. Let me put a link to that. That isn't the one. Just a second. That's for the egg piercing and blowing kit. And then let me see what syringes, let me see if I can find the syringes I used. Ah, here it is. And here's the syringes I use. Woman of Spirit says, wait a minute. Let me go up there. Is that a specific egg blower outer? LOL. Yes, it was, Kelly. And Dawn says, good question at Feather Connections Homestead. Woman of Spirit says, where do you get the gadget and what is it called? It's an egg blowing kit. And I got it on Amazon. S.O. Swanson says, does that have an official name or just an egg blower outer? Just a second. Hello? Another number to block. Vicky says, great tips. And then I gave you the thing for the egg blowing kit. Vicky says, you guys are speaking my language. We must be from the same tribe. Then I gave you the syringe kit. Dawn says, Verna, don't forget to put the links in your description for the people who watch the replay, which is what I'll have to do when I forget. Yeah, I'm going to have to edit this one, ain't I? Let me see if Emma's got a link for press and seal wrap. Yeah, they do. And here's the wrap for you. Oh, it won't let me do the wrap on this part, so you'll have to wait till afterwards because it's got too many words to it. John says, I never imagined that people would buy eggshells. I've just been mashing them for the chickens in garden. And so Swanson says, Verna, gonna need an affiliated link from Amazon. Yes, I guess I'm going to. I have to check into that. And with the pennies I make there, maybe I'll eventually get something else that I just refuse to buy with cash. You know, Don, there's some people that makes jewelry out of quail poop by putting it in acrylic I seen that on a Johnny Carson thing. Okay, cuz, hurry back. Brother Connection wants to know what AFK means. AFK means away from keyboard. It's just like saying BRB, which is be right back. Now I'm going to be ornery, and I want to know if anybody can figure this one out. Oh yeah, the poop jewelry. They take a dried piece of quail poop and yeah, Feather Connection says no way on the poop. I have customers who does quail feet earrings and paints the toenails. And Woman of Spirit says, what? Quail poop? Wow, now that's a twist on the term poop head. Yeah, because he gave Johnny, it was either Johnny Carson or Jay Leno, or one of the night show hosts. It was Johnny Carson because this is one of the old ones that I see. Yeah, because you saw the same one I did, and it's on. That episode is actually on YouTube. He did jewelry with that. He put it in acrylic. I got a couple flies hanging around bugging me. Now, Kelly, on the friend that does the. Wait a minute. Let me get where I was. Make sure I'm talking to the right person. Yeah, it was Kelly. The person that makes quail feet earrings, do they dehydrate the quail feet first? I kind of wonder if freeze drying it would work, and then you put a sealant on it so it doesn't get any air in it. It becomes soft again. I mean, any moisture rather. Because I got my freeze dryer going, guys. Right now I have pineapples, cherries, quail eggs, papaya, and goulash in it. Vicky says, I think the white foam puffs the boys make would make a pretty pendant than poop. Yeah, you would have to freeze dry that. Woman in Spirit says, I found the Johnny Carson episode on quail poop. Feather Connections Home says, I don't know how they preserve the feet. I think they dehydrate them. I think I will put them through the freeze dryer because it gets it drier than a dehydrator does. Feather Connections Home said, is that what you asked me? Sorry, I'm going back and forth doing the morning chores and didn't hear the entire question. Yeah, that's what I asked you. If she dehydrated the feet. I think I'll go beyond dehydrating and I'll go freeze drying. And then coat it so it doesn't rehydrate. Woman Spirit says, hey, those quail feet earrings or pendants would sell good for Halloween. Well, maybe with all the ones that I got to process the next few days, maybe I'll have some feet ready for people to do that with. Because all I got to do is put them through the food processor. I mean, the freeze dryer. I'm also going to do the same thing with my wings. So they can be used for crafts or dog treats. But I only have to do a test run on them to see how they hold up to find out which would be better, my dehydrator or my freeze dryer. I know I'm going to do a lot of, I'm going to separate quail eggs and do meringues in one tray, then the egg yolks in the other tray, because I love powdered meringue. That makes it easy for you to make royal icing for decorating cookies and stuff. Feather Connections Hope says, oh my gosh, yes, she hasn't made me my own pair yet, but I totally want to rock the quail feet earrings. Well, if I had the quail feet at QuailCon, then you can make them into earrings all you want. Just a moment, please. No, I'm just going to ignore it. They can go to mailbox. Does Lucy eat them just dehydrated or freeze dried? I can't get my dog to eat a spice or something on them. Lucy will eat almost anything I eat. But she will eat frozen quail. And she will eat a wing if I give it to her. But most of the time I save my feet and that for bone broth. But with this, I can end up doing it for I can do a batch for quail feet for QuailCon. Lucy hasn't had a dehydrated or freeze dried anything yet because I just got my freeze dryer Wednesday. Well, maybe you can talk to Ed and he'll do a deal with you. If you dry out the feet and ship them to him, he'll turn them into earrings for you. I just don't have time right now. I got my hands in too many projects right now. And I'm running low on time. I only got 2 weeks till QuailCon. I know right now Ed's pretty sick with infected teeth. My topic at QuailCon will be basic care and caring for quail in small spaces. What is that shadow? Oh, it's a fly by my camera. The earrings I got from Dad were beautiful. Even my granddaughter thought they were beautiful. Guess who has my quail earrings now? Women of Spirit said that. Women of Spirit, Ed, not Dad. Feather Connection, someone says it's okay, chores done. Now time for jujitsu. Week off the farmers market. I've been doing this instead of going to the farmers market because the farmers market in Franklin, Ohio is not really a farmers market anymore. And the Karen that runs it likes to harass me and Lucy. Brother Connections, I've been learning jujitsu to be Zach's bodyguard for Quail God. If you know, you know. Ha ha. Did you hear the news? Maggie had, I think, 15 pups. Maggie had her babies. So there's let me double check if it was 15. I have to double check. Okay. She had 15, but one died. So there's 14 babies. And Ed sent a message. Let me see what he.
Oh, son. This tooth pain is making my eye hurt. So I can't type. Or it's hard for me to even read the stupid stuff. So I'm just gonna, talk message.
She had 15, but 14 of them lived. No, but I think they take turns. I don't know how many teeth she has. It's very common for Great Danes to have large litters. Feather Connections Homestead says that's good because rabbits sure don't take turns. Kelly says my rabbit has 11 and some are for sure runts. Well, does a rabbit have 11 teats? Dogs tend to have between 8 and 10. Oh, okay. See, so the babies do take turns. Good morning, Grafted Branch Homestead. Good to be here. You missed out earlier. You're going to have to go back and find out how to wrap your eggs in press and seal so you can ship them. Your empty shells. Grafted Branches, he'll rewatch. That is the best idea. Yeah, I sent Ed 150 eggs, and only one of them was damaged, and I think I might have damaged that myself when I was fighting with the saran wrap trying to hurry up. Good morning, Nikki. And Nikki says good morning, and she has her coffee. And I'll be right back. Mine is empty. Sorry it took longer. I had to double check the freeze dryer. And it's still drying, so I'm still good. Let's see, what did I miss? Grafted Branch asks, how many quail do I currently have? I do not. I got 3 cages that I have to process. Then I got about 50 that are just about ready to go into the cages. Grafted Branch says, I'll get coffee as well. Grafted Branch says, good morning, everyone. Woman of Spirit says, I bottle feed 2 bunnies until they were strong enough to push the others away so they could eat. I don't have rabbits yet, but I will be getting guinea pigs at QuailCon. Grafted Branch Homestead says, freeze dryer, how cool. Dawn Ray says, take care, everyone. See you later. Have a blessed day, Dawn. Yeah, I just got mine Wednesday, but I had been up for like 48 hours. So I didn't even put it together until Friday, Thursday, no, late Thursday. And then after you put it all together, you had to run a test, and then you had to do I did the bread run yesterday morning. Then last night I put in some things I had frozen, like papaya, cherries, goulash, quail eggs that I'd frozen earlier, and pineapple. That one fly just loves the camera. Woman of Spirit's getting coffee. She'll be right back. Now, after this test batch, I'm going to be filming everything that I do that's quail related into the freeze dryer, and it will be on my channel. And I'll actually rehydrate some of what I freeze dry. Gratcha Brad says, I've been thinking about putting one on layaway. I'm really interested to see. Gratcha Branch, that's what I did. I put mine on layaway, and it took me a little over a month to pay for it because I had been saving money for it anyhow. So I paid like 2/3 of it down in the middle of the month. Then the next month I put down the rest of it. Then it takes 6 to 8 weeks until you get it. What I did is I used what I had left of the stimulus money and what I sold on quail eggs and quail. Just for a minute. Yes. Now S.O. Swanson's a AFK. He has to go get a refill on his too. Well, see, me living in an apartment, I couldn't have it delivered here. So Zach and Jenna were really sweet, let me ship it to their house. And then they brought it up the stairs for me. And that was heavy. But what I like about it is now I don't have to worry about food going bad because I can take whatever I buy at the grocery store, put it through the freeze dryer, and it'd be safe and fresh for when I want to eat it, whether it's cooked food or raw food. If it's cooked food, you add hot water to it, boiling hot water. Then as soon as it rehydrates, you can eat it. If it's raw food, like quail, put it in the refrigerator in water overnight. Not really. It takes less than those little freezers take. Because I put it. It's only like 24 inches by. Just a minute. Let me tell you what the measurements are. Because what I got was the medium. The dimensions are 18 inches wide by 21 1/4 inch deep by 28 1/2 inches high. And you also get a pump that has to sit either beside it or behind it. And you get to name your freeze when you get your freeze dryer. You could actually name it however you want to. And mine was named They's Place. Yeah, I'm going to be doing the dog food portion of Quail. I'm going to be doing the Quail. No, it came with the Premier pump, which is you got the regular, then you got the Premier, and then you have the oil free. And I'm not paying an extra $1,000 for an oil free. Because when you get the Premier pump, you also get the oil filter to strain your oil and everything. Granted branch, so the pump upgrade is a good idea. On the medium one, it comes with a Premier pump. They already upgraded it. And the Premier pump is quieter than the oil-free pump is, from what I understand. In fact, if you hear any background noise, it's my freeze dryer, the pump's going and everything. It's really no louder than when your refrigerator compressor runs. Now, the thing is, the medium is the biggest one that you can get that you don't have to have a dedicated circuit for. If you get the large one, you need a 20 amp dedicated circuit for it. And I figured that I could have got away with the small one, but I'm not that way. I'd rather like to get more bang for my buck. So I got the medium one. And when you look at the price difference, it's well worth it. With the large one, it only gives you one extra tray. So each size is one extra tray that you get to be able to do. Brother Connection says, oh my God, can't wait till hubby gets home from Texas. So crazy busy. School starts Tuesday for my oldest. Some of the kids around here have already started school. And if they say if the weather turns out as bad as Farmer's Almanac and everybody's saying it's going to be, they're going to miss a lot of school this winter. Ratchet Ranch Homestead said his kids started school already. I remember when you didn't start until after Labor Day. I think it's ridiculous having kids going to school in August. So Swanson said ours started 2 weeks ago. Brother Connection Homestead says, well, we're way out here, so they start later. You're in California. No, you're in Utah, aren't you? Kelly, are you in Utah or California? Gotcha Branch. Weather has lost its mind in New Mexico. 109 in midday, then falling, then 70, then back up to 104 the other day. Kelly's in, yep, Provo, Utah, home of BYU. S.O. Swanson says, we always did it after Labor Day and got out in June as opposed to May. I agree. Well, see, it depended. S.O. Swanson, here it depended on how many snow days we had. If we had over a certain amount of snow days, then we had to make it up in June, and you got out like the first Wednesday of June or something like that. Unless there were snow days, then you had to make up the snow days. Yeah, making the kids go in the middle of August, I think, is cruel and unusual punishment unless they put air conditioners in the schools. Gretchen Ranch Home says, I like to homeschool, but my wife disagrees and she thinks they need the social. She's very smart, but I don't know if school's different. Gretchen Branch, the way they can get socialization when they are homeschooled is by putting them in like jujitsu or finding other classes that they can be educated in that you don't know about yourself, like uh, computer science and stuff like that, where they learn about programming or whatever. Swimming classes. Gotcha, Branch is a very good point, and I think I'll start going that direction with her. Yeah, if you have a local Y or something like that, and find out what kind of things that they have. I know they have swimming classes, exercise classes. Get them in the weight room, whatever. You have to find out what's available in your community and what you can afford to take them to. If you got somebody around that's got horses, then you can take, and then they can go to horse riding classes. Feather Connection says homeschooling is very popular in Utah. About 40 or 50% of the kids are, I guess. Yeah, because the school system was made for factory workers. It was to brainwash you so that you can work in factories. S.O. Swanson says knowing other homeschool people can help with interaction as well, combining day trips to places like Feather Connection Homestead for learning connections. I agree, cuz Grattan Branch agrees. And Feather Connection, thank you. Think so too. Feather Connection says, yep, we've had homeschool kids here before. Gretchen Branch says, wow, I'm glad I'm here for this talk. Well, see, I'm mostly coffee and quail, but I go along down a lot of avenues. I've homeschooled my kids. But my oldest was not very motivated. Whereas my youngest was reading, but she could, she was pre-reading at 3 years old. So Swanson says, we have a state fish hatchery down the road. They can learn about fish and forestry too. There are so many things, and then you got 4-H groups. There are so many things you just have to search online and see if it's available in your area for whatever your child may be interested in. Quail equals Feather Connection says Quail equals self-sufficiency, which equals no government nonsense, aka a lot more topics than just quail. You got that right, Kelly. There is no part of the quail that you cannot sell. Because the feathers you can sell to people that like to tie their own flies for fishing, people that will take the feathers for crafting. You got the eggshells. And that's not counting the eggs for eating or selling, or hatching. You got the birds for eating, selling, or dog food. Gratitude Branch Hostess says, we are looking to move out of the desert here, though. So maybe homeschooling can start if we can find resources and places to go. Feather Connection says, emergency preparedness is common in Utah, so quail isn't even a sell it, just a discussion of when they want to start once they learn what they are. Feather Connection asks Grafted what state he's in. Grafted Brad says, oh man, I just saw an Etsy shop selling all this stuff. I showed my wife and said, see, we can do this. And Grafted Branch is in New Mexico. Yes, see, I don't like the way they do it on Etsy. And Kelly says, close by, going to QuailCon Grafted. He makes a lot of trips, so he should. Oh man, I'm trying to get the time off. If you're gonna get tickets, you should get them now. Let me see how many's left right now. There's 29 left out of the last batch he can add to the group, because that's all he's up to maximum right now. Feather Connections Home says it was tight financially to do the flight, but we made it work. From Ohio, I'm from Ohio in that area next to Verna, so I'll stay with family when I go, so that's free. Gratitude Branch says, I think I'm going to get tickets anyway, then later today. Yeah, because in case you can get it off, you want to be able to have the tickets, because those are the last 29, and they'll probably be gone any day. Grafted Branch Hostess says, yeah. The Feather Connection says, yes, Grafted, come and find me. And he said, okay. Kelly says, most people know which one I am, Kelly or Tickle Trunk. Verna can point me out. Yeah, I can do that. And everybody knows what I look like. I'm that old crazy lady. Yeah, I don't know where my table's going to be this year. S.O. Swanson says, I already told my boss I was calling in sick if I don't get it off. They give us all the time off. Brother Kelly says, I'm 10 kinds of thinner now, so you might have to look harder for me. Yeah, now if she stands sideways, you won't see her. Gratcha Branch says, you're Tickle Trunk? Yeah. Brother Connections is Kelly, who is Tickle Trunk. Gratcha Branch, heard from other channels. Kelly's laughing about the sideways turning. You can't see her. Woman of Spirit says, everybody needs to watch The Manure Man on Johnny Carson's show. It's great for any quail lover. Ed got bait. Hi, Verna. I'm listening. Hurts too bad to read comments. I understand, Ed. When you got a tooth infected that's hurting your eyes, that's bad. Ed, I did as you said. It showed everybody how to do the packaging the eggs. S.O. Swanson said, my funny grandson wants to save up eggs and see if Zach wants to buy any. He has no idea. Jesse Mills says, hi, Ed got bait. Jesse, I'm excited about those guinea pigs. Ed got bait says, great, you come up with the perfect way to ship eggshells. And he also says, hi, all. Yeah, see, Ed, I showed him how to do it 2 times. All they have to do is roll it up like that and put it in a box. Gretchen Branch Hope says, great tip. S.O. Swanson, hey, Ed, I fixed my teeth problems with a total extraction. Jesse Mills says, I'm excited to not have to feed them anymore. I'm laughing my ass off. Nobody got what I put out there. What do you say? Nobody even tried it. I'll try it again, show you guys again. Now, the first one that gets that right will get a free copy of the new cookbook. Oh, what does it say then, Jesse? Wait, what? I missed it. Dang. If you could see what I typed out, if you can tell me what it means and you're correct, the first one that does it gets a free cookbook. No, the new one. You got it, Jesse. Kelly, Jesse got it. Rolling on the floor, laughing my ass off, peeing in my pants. Right above yours. Right after you said you got the cookbook. Now you got to write me a note and post it. Jesse Mills gets a free book too. I do need to go, unfortunately. My chickens are yelling at me for breakfast, lol. Thanks, Verna, for the great talk. Thank you all for a good fellowship. Maybe back on, but if not, till next time. Talk to you next time. Where am I going to stick this at? Okay, I'm going to give one more cookbook away. If people can figure this one out. Does anybody know what JFD means? Close, but not quite. Cause just freaking deal, nope. Almost, but not. You got two of the words right. Woman of Spirit, no, it's not just for dummies. I'll give you a hint. It's along the line of the other one that I typed. It's a shorter version of it. Let's figure it one out. I think you need the I. Nope, just JFD. Nope, not just freaking do it. Coming to QuailCon 2023, the guinea pig cookbook. You know, it could be guinea pig and quail. And Kelly says, haha, yes. Women of Spirits is just freaking dribble? No. That song was from a movie where the roaches were friendly. Nope. You guys give up? You got it, cuz. So you get a free cookbook too. Well, I'm saying freaking because I'm on YouTube. But you got the right word. Okay, now I gave away 2 of the new books. A couple of flies are being a pain in my butt. They want all the profits, haha. Not really. Not really, not really. I think if people want copies of the original, they're going to be at least $25 because that's a lot of ink. Okay, any more questions or comments? No, I know what's going to be on my table. There's going to be jewelry from Ed Got Bait, cookbooks from me, quail shells from me packaged. Um, I may have some freeze dried items for people to try or buy. Vicky says, thank you, Verna. Very informative and inspiring chat today. And thank you, Vicky, for joining us. Spread the word and get others to come in next week. SO Sponsor says, yep, I'll need my freeze-dried eggs for my breakfast. Alrighty, cousin, I'll make sure you get some. Woman of Spirits, blessings all around. Back to work. All right, everybody, you have a blessed day, and I will see you Sunday night. You won't see me except for in the chat room. And tomorrow you have to ask Zach what he thinks about all those puppies. Okay, we're going to call it a day. And you all have a blessed day and stay safe.